Hello and welcome everybody, it is me, Black Country Wargaming, and today I'm going to be bringing you this alternative Primaris Inceptor basing tutorial. So this is for anyone who doesn't like the plastic rods that come from Games Workshop and wants something a bit alternative that you can use that is going to be much more secure long term. This anyway here is the finished article, and let's get into the tutorial to show you how I got to this stage. So the first thing I use is a bit of a brass rod or welding rod, whatever you want to basically use. You can pick these up from anywhere. My dad is a welder, so he managed to pick up me a few of these from his workplace. Then what you want to do is cut it down to between 4.5 and 5 centimeters. That's what I find the best length. It doesn't have to be exact, but that's basically the best length I've found, between 4.5 and 5 centimeters. Then you just cut out a big massive pile of them, depending on how many guys you have got to do. I had to do 12, so I have a big pile of these guys. Then what you want to do is find a drill bit that is around about the same size for your first pilot hole, and then you want one that is just slightly a little bit bigger. So this here is a number 1. This is a 1mm drill bit, and I also use a 1.2mm drill bit, which is just slightly bigger when we get to that part. And your first pilot hole, you basically want to look under your 40mm base, and you just want to drill a hole. So you just want to drill a hole in either one. It doesn't really matter which one you're going to go for. Just drill a hole in your 40mm base. Doesn't even have to be central, in all honesty. Just drill the hole. And then what you want to do is you want to get a little bit of cardboard. So I've used cereal packet cardboard. Create a small little bit of card just underneath. Get a bit of super glue, doesn't have to be pristine, and just blob it on there. Basically what this is going to do is it is going to prevent the brass rod, when we feed it through, from ever going underneath the base, and so when you move these guys around, you're not constantly scraping the surface with the brass rod. It acts like a little protection layer. Then all you want to do is drill out the hole, so as it's now 1.2. Just want to drill it slightly, blow off all the excess and that what. Feed this through, try it out. To begin with, don't put the super glue in there straight away. Just make sure it all feeds through and feeds through nicely. Then put a blob of super glue on, feed this through the blob of the super glue so as it all sticks to the inside of there. Make sure it's straight, and that is it. That's the flying stand done then. And here is how many I had to do myself. As you can see, there is slight bends, but you can't avoid that, unfortunately. All you have to do is make sure it's as straight as possible, and any kinks in the welding rod or brass rod will just make the model look a bit more active in a different position. Now for holes, you want to drill a hole just underneath between both the vents here. You just want to get your 0.2 drill, just drill it straight in, and you should feel a little release basically as you keep drilling. You'll keep drilling through, and then all of a sudden your drill will just seem to have nothing else left to drill. And that is basically you finding the hollow part of the model. Sometimes there's not a hollow part of the model, so just drill as far as you think you need to go. It's all about knowing how far to dig deep, but it doesn't need to be that much, in all honesty. Just enough so as you know that the model will be secure in there. Then what I did was take my bit of brass rod, welding rod, and just stuck it in there and just wiggled it around so as it give it a little bit of play, just so as I know that it fits in. Some of these as well, you cannot get to the underneath, so you have to take this little sticky out part. No idea what it is. There's a little sticky out part here just underneath the oval part, and I just drilled a hole straight through there. I had 2 of those that were like this. That was all I had. But yeah, you just can't get under this part here because of the leg, obviously, so you just have to go a little bit higher and drill straight in, and there isn't much here at all, in all honesty. Once you find this hole, it will just, as soon as you have like 2 or 3 drills, just go straight through. It's hollow. And that, in all honesty, is that. The second you've put these guys on there, they will just fit in. You don't need to glue them. I don't actually recommend gluing them unless you want them to be majorly secure, but I would recommend just painting them as is, in all honesty, and that way you can just easily remove these guys off the base if you want to. I find it is a little bit easier to paint them when it comes to these. I have done some of these before, exactly like this, painting wise. I find it a little bit easier to paint them if you can take them off, but for spray painting them, I put them on the base and spray painting them like this, because then you spray paint the brass rod. Well, anyway guys, hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. That is it. Hope you find it useful, and these flying stands much better than the plastic crap that comes from Games Workshop. Anyway guys, hope you've enjoyed it, and I shall see you in the next one.